Making the best Cursed Shelly account in all of Brawl Stars. So my three goals for the series are to get max rank Shelly, all the Shelly skins, and full mastery on Shelly. So this is going to be a multi-part series. I am not doing all of that in one sitting, but thank you guys for clicking on the video, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. As with all Brawl Stars accounts, this one started out going through the training cave. This is such a little annoying feature. I don't know why they haven't removed this, but I didn't have my Supercell ID set up yet, so I wasn't even able to skip it, and I actually had to play through about 3 minutes of this, but I blasted the shit out of some guys and moved right on to the name creation, where I created what I think is a pretty fitting name for this challenge, considering, it's a Cursed Shelly account. I was then thrown right into my first game of the challenge, which was obviously against bots. It was very easy. I didn't even gain trophies for this game, but I obviously secured myself first place, which was not too hard. And once I was done with that, I got right into my first real game, which was another showdown game against bots because I'm at literally 0 trophies on the entire account. Now, this was shockingly challenging because I don't play Shelly very often. I haven't played her in probably a good year on my main, and I only have her at around 350 trophies, but I was still able to secure myself my first trophies of the challenge, which was really cool to see. I then hopped right into my next game without any delay. Going into this game, I was still fragging out and definitely getting some good kills, and I just managed to keep pushing straight through it. And for a while, things were going really well. A little bit too well, because right here I got really careless and ended up getting my first non-first place finish of the challenge. It was still third, so I still gained trophies, but it was a little bit upsetting. With my first loss of the challenge, I decided to go back to lobby and just take a quick break and let myself breathe. I claimed all the rewards that I had earned so far, which was pretty good. I managed to unlock my first brawler of the challenge that I can't use, but it was Nita, and it was pretty cool. I also got some coins and El Primo that I also can't use, and spam leveled my Shelly up to power 6 so that I'm able to do some more damage. I then hopped right back into gameplay, and things were going pretty well for a while. I was getting some cubes, and also getting a lot of wins, which obviously was still easy because I was in bot lobbies, but I managed to get a win pretty consistently, actually, and I was gaining trophies really quickly. I secured myself 100 trophies, and I then faced my first roadblock of the challenge, real players, and I just kept dying over and over and over. But I got this pretty cool win where they ended up kill trading, but after that, it was pretty much just straight back to just learning the ropes and trying to figure this out. But it was not going great. I kept losing. I then decided it might be fun to switch over to Brawl Ball for a few games, which turned out to be a very, very major mistake, but I still gained a couple of trophies in the process, so it wasn't all bad. I then came up on a huge roadblock in this challenge, which turned out to be the Wasabi powers, because not only do I not have Shelly's Wasabi power, but it's not even that good if I do manage to unlock it, so I decided to switch back to Solo Showdown. And things were going pretty well for a while, until they weren't, and I kept getting jumped over and over again by people who were either over-leveled, teaming, or whatever else, and it was just really, really annoying. It was so discouraging because I couldn't get any wins, and I was just fighting for my life for every single trophy that I had to gain. But after a while, I managed to gain back some momentum and secure myself a couple of wins, but even still, I just couldn't seem to gain consistent wins. I kept dying over and over and losing fights that I shouldn't have, but even with all this struggle, I managed to put myself just one game away from 200 trophies, and as well as Bronze 1. So going into this game, I was scared, and I was fighting for my absolute life before finally getting into Showdown with a Power 9 Jackie who I thought was AFK and let myself get too close. But I managed to secure the 200 trophies, as well as my mastery, and use the coins to level up Shelly another time to Power 7. I unlocked gadgets, but still can't get them because I have no resources. But I unlocked Bounty and decided to try it out for a minute because I thought it'd be pretty fun. And honestly, it was. I was dominating in this first game, which was obviously bots, but it was still pretty fun. And I won the first game. But going into the second game was such a huge mistake. They were broken. They were all power 11, I believe, and I just couldn't do anything. And on top of that, my teammate went AFK in the middle of this game, making for just a really not fun time. We got destroyed, but I switched back to Showdown, and I just kept getting bulldozed. I kill traded with a Colt, and I was getting teamed. At points, I was surrounded on all 3 sides and just getting clipped over and over and over. I just couldn't do anything, and this was really my breaking point here, where I ended up getting cornered by a Leon, and I just couldn't do anything about it. So I decided that I was just going to reach 250 trophies and call it quits, because it was like 2 a.m. at this point. I managed to get a couple of kills, and I killed this guy who was a YouTuber and actually won that game, and finally got myself to 1 game off of 250 trophies. Now, going into this last game, I was scared, because I did not want to lose trophies, because if I did, I was going to be so pissed off, because I really just wanted to go to bed at this point. But I kept it pushing, gaining some cubes, which was pretty good, and going into this, I was just constantly getting blitzed from all sides. I got into a really scary interaction here, and I was just playing really, really, really laid back because I didn't want to get pushed by anybody who I couldn't kill. I barely survived this interaction with this Angelo. He was going to hit me through the wall here, but I somehow managed to dodge because he kind of just sucked. He could have shot that right at me and I would have died, but I somehow managed to kill him, which was insanely scary, and I did not think I was going to be able to, but that put me right into showdown with this bow, who I managed to kill because he was not the brightest in the book. But with that being said, I was able to secure myself 250 trophies, which was really all I had the energy for. I'm very sorry, but that is going to be all for today's video because I'm exhausted. It's like 2 in the morning, and I cannot do any more of this, so let's see how far we can get in the next episode, and thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Please like and subscribe to see how far we can take this series.